Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Faceless Not Valueless. This channel is dedicated to support and validate victims and survivors of narcissistic abuse. You can go ahead and like my videos and subscribe to my channel. That way you will be giving me the strength to get out of narc abuse myself. So today I want to talk about something that has been on my mind lately. And if you haven't seen my other videos, I would suggest for you to do so you can get proper context. Today I want to talk about something that's very basic, but at the same time, something that many people might not understand that are struggling or that are finding themselves in this situation. And please forgive my voice. I haven't been feeling well lately. The temperature's definitely changing and that affects my voice and everything. So today I want to talk about how the narcissist creates a maze and how the narcissist makes you a prisoner of their own world. Again, I am not a licensed therapist or a counselor or a psychologist by any matter. I'm just here to empower you in your journey, okay? So everything that I say is based on my experience and my experience only. If you're going through something different than me, abuse within a relationship with a spouse or with a higher authority, it could be even a family member, don't discard what I'm about to say just because your situation may be different than mine. I want to talk about specifically how the narcissist, they corner you so it becomes difficult for you to leave. And of course, this is something very basic and elementary that most people understand at this point of emotional abuse. If you are watching this video, it could be that you have either researched other information about narcissism or even emotional abuse, but you can also be someone who doesn't have a lot of information about this. So I want to make this content a little bit simple so that way everyone can understand and can think about every single element. So one of the things that the narcissist does on purpose to corner you so it becomes more difficult for you to leave is by withholding finances. Now, I have seen so many people say that financial abuse is done in a certain way, but do not be fooled. Financial abuse can be done in so many different ways. It's not only about the person making sure he or she has all the receipts of the things that you have bought, but it can also be a family member that is very nice and is asking you for money, and you give them the money, and they do repay you. But the way they repay you and the way they control you, it's almost as if they are the lender and you are the bank. And now I understand that sometimes people run into difficult situations where they need money, at the last minute, and you just give it to them and, they repay you eventually. But when this becomes a habit, when the narcissist is running short on resources, they will always use their target because it's a form of manipulation. So let me give you an example, if you will. When I first started working as a student assistant at the first university where I attended, I received my tax return, and I received a tax return of $800. Now, that has been the highest amount of a tax return that I have ever obtained in my working experience. And during that time, I was about 19 years old, I would say. And so I was excited. And the first thing that I thought was, okay, let me put it in my savings account and maybe buy some clothes because I was in need of that. And so we had some problems with our minivan. And the narcissist told me, can I please use the money so I can go and fix the car at the dealer, and that way it'll be fine, and once everything's done I will repay you. And I said okay. Mind you, I put all this money in my debit card, and so when this person repaid me, I don't remember exactly how that process went, but I do remember that it was put into my credit card account. And you know full well that if you use your credit card, the interest on it is a little bit higher. and you have to be careful about how you use it because it's used to build credit, especially if you're a young person. So that money was returned to me, but it wasn't returned in a way that I could use it for my own needs in the way that I wanted it to use, in the way that it would benefit me. See that move, it's what they do. They like to do those different tactics, and that way it's difficult for you to move forward in your finances. The second thing that I have learned is that the narcissist lives out of pity. So whether this person has a medical condition or an illness, an impediment, a very hard situation, whatever it may be, this person is always trying to put a certain thing as an excuse as of why he or she cannot go on and prosper and do bigger things with their lives. What I have noticed is that these type of people, they enjoy in receiving that type of pity, and they also make the family members or friends and other people, like acquaintances and stuff like that, to be blinded enough to believe the narcissist. Okay, so for example, let's say the narcissist has an impediment where they cannot drive, and they're always relying on people to drive them around. That's not a problem, but if their motive is to control people because of their insecurity, that's a huge red flag. And so let's suppose that this person is now talking bad about you or your friend because they are starting to realize the motives of the narcissist, and they are slowly declining giving them a ride or helping them in any way they can. Now the people around the person who said no are going to be upset with this person. They're going to be like, why won't you be nice to this person? Don't you know that this person has an impediment? You have to be nicer. Like, that's not okay. Like, why are you so selfish? I mean, you're healthy. It's not like you have so much on your schedule, like you cannot do something for this person. See how that works? Because the narcissist has implemented a foundation of, of pity. And so now that a lot of people are sucked into that mentality, it's going to be harder for the person who says no to be seen as a person who is worthy of having its own boundaries. So be careful of that. Also, I have noticed that narcissists, they enjoy in instilling irrational fear. Now, I haven't really seen a lot of videos talking about this, and I will probably expand a little bit more on this because this is huge. And don't get me wrong, everyone has fears, everyone has different things that they are afraid of. It could be phobias and stuff like that. But the narcissist, like an emotional manipulator, they are keen in making your life feel as if you are living in a horror movie. Okay? And so one of the things that they will do is transfer their own personal fears into your life. So it doesn't matter what you want to do in the future, whether it's traveling, getting a new job, buying a new car, or even exploring a new city, having new friends. Anything that's new, anything that breaks from the mold of conventional in their minds is seen as something dangerous. And so what they do is they make you feel as if these activities or these goals that you have are extremely dangerous. Not only that, but they also make you feel suspicious of the people around you. They make you feel like you cannot trust anyone, and they will often not let you do the things you need to do, especially if you are so manipulated to the point where you don't have your own resources, where you don't have even control of your own decisions. What they will do is they will dictate the pattern of the day, even the roads you should take, and every little thing. And also, let me finish this point by saying this. Sometimes the narcissist instills fear by their conversations. Of course, everything is said in a conversation, but you will be very surprised. So when I mean conversation, I mean, like, for example, let's say you're eating, it's dinner, you're eating and you're just enjoying your meal, and this person comes in and starts talking about what they heard on the radio. Someone got shot, someone got killed, someone got raped, and they explain it in detail. It's almost like they're fascinated with crimes. Haven't you noticed that narcissists are very fascinated with crimes? That's very interesting. No shade on the people who studied criminal studies. No shade, no hate. That's different. But I'm talking about someone who likes to talk about those things to put fear in other people, if that makes sense. Okay, so another thing that I have noticed that narcissists do to corner their victim is to isolate themselves. Well, some narcissists, they don't, but some do. And as a consequence, they also isolate you. And it comes to the point where you stop going to the places you used to frequent. You stop hanging out with the friends that you love hanging out with. You stop going to, different things and events, and even reject birthday parties and stay home all the time. You're self-conscious, and the narcissist is always trying to put some kind of boundary between you and even your family. This is very dangerous, especially because once you're isolated, once you don't have anyone to reach for, they know this. So once you try to make a move and tell them, I want to get out, or I want this relationship to end, or I want to move, they will often say, well, where are you going? Like, you have no one in this state. You have no one in this country that lives with you. You don't talk to your parents anymore. And maybe even the cause that you don't talk to your parents or your friends or family members is because of the narcissist. So it's very ironic. They put you in a situation where they create, and then they ask you, what are you gonna do? Make you feel valueless because you don't have anyone around you, and that's very dangerous. You at least need to keep certain people with you, okay? Even if you have to talk to people in private, so that way you have some type of sanity going on, like good mental sanity. You need to do that. Don't stop talking to people just because you're so afraid of this person. Please do not do that. I will be talking more about this in another video. This is my final point. This is one of the things that's very interesting that narcissists do. They create scenarios where they are both the hero, the rescuer, and sometimes the victim. They create scenarios like, for example, they know you don't like being cold, but yet they change the temperature in the house so that it's cold. And when they see you cold, they're like, oh, you're so cold. I know you don't like being the cold. Let me give you a blanket. So they give you a blanket. And then after that, they give you a hot cocoa. And then after that, they're like, do you feel better? And the person is going to be like, yes, thank you very much. Like, I feel so much better. Now I'm warm. And so what happened here? Oh, and by the way, while they do look for the blanket and while they prepare something nice for you, they're going to make it seem like they're getting out of their own way to do it for you. Like it's an inconvenience. Like it's almost like, almost as if they are entering a mini predicament in order to cater to you. So what happened in this scenario? The house was cold. Why was it cold? Because they created that scenario. They wanted it to be cold. I'm using this example, but of course you can use so many other examples. So what are they gonna do with this type of technique? They're trying to manipulate you by making you feel brainwashing your mind, okay? They want you to feel like you can see them as a hero and rescuer, and while they are rescuing you, they want you to feel pity for them because of the hardship they go through to help you. It's very sick. It's very twisted. And why would they use this? They use this because they know that their own true self is not good enough to validate any signs of trust in another person. And so they have to create these different roles. And I wonder, I have to do some research. I wonder if this is some form of splitting in the borderline personality disorder. Maybe it's splitting that occurs in BPD, but in the more darker spectrum, like the further spectrum down, where it's really bad. I'm not a psychologist, but if you are and you're listening to this, I hope you understand what in the world I'm saying. I will be talking more about these hero, rescuer, and victim roles that they play and that they create in another video. Again, I hope that everything that I told you in this video has helped you in any way, and please subscribe or share with someone that's going through this, and comment below. Let me know what you think about this. I really hope that everything is helpful to you, and I will be talking to you soon. Bye bye.